Okay, so today, welcome everybody. Today we're starting again. We're doing back to basics, basically back to basics. And the reason for that is because we've been on a bit of a meditative journey for the last few months. I'll just turn that down. And that, as I hope, given you all new practices that you can use and helped you to develop your practice. But it's something that I say quite a lot, and it's absolutely true, is that actually when it all comes down to it, all you really need is following the breath. But having said that, all of these other practices, they've got a value in the modern world. So they're important to learn, but I think now is the time to come back and start again and start from the fundamental practices, because that's what we want to strengthen. Because as the lockdown reduces and people go back into the workplace and back into daily life, there's going to be a different group of pressures. Things will be different. Don't really know how, but they will. So I thought rebuilding a robust practice now would be the good time to start doing that. And so what that consists of is a set of sessions that not necessarily repeat the same meditation every week, but come back to the fundamental practices. Right. So the other thing, I've made this available on all of the media channels and on the mailing lists, but just in case you didn't pick it up, from now on I'm going to broadcast only to YouTube unless something else changes. We got here a bit of a roundabout way through a variety of different online channels, but now YouTube provides a reliable and robust system. I believe it's time to come back and make the most of it. So this isn't going out on anything else, although I will upload it onto the 2020 meditation Facebook page. First chance I get, it'll either be later on today or tomorrow, so you'll be able to view it there. This recording will stay as it is, or I don't know whether I'll bother editing these, on YouTube. So you'll be able to come back to this and listen to it, and you'll also be able to go onto the 2020 meditation Facebook page and watch it there. Right, so the other thing is the YouTube channel platform operates in a particular way, and there's really useful things that you can do. So now it's useful for you to subscribe, because you can always find your way back here, because if you type in 2020 meditation, you get lots of channels and lots of meditations from lots of people. So I'm actually difficult to find. So if you subscribe it, then when you go onto YouTube, you can look for your subscriptions. It's easy to find your way back. And then there's other things that you can do, but it's very important that you only do it when it's appropriate. So there's things like liking the videos. I mean, feel free to like. There's a button down there, thumbs up. Feel free to like it if you like it. I love to see your comments. The system that I've got at the moment, I'm working from some cues at the moment. Remind me to say these, because I just forget. But when they go away, then any comments that come up, I can see it. So if the audio fails, for example, let me know. Just type it in, or any comment that you'd like to get across. If you've got a question about a meditation, that might be something that I could answer there and then. And then, of course, share the content that you find really useful. But not if you don't find it useful, don't share it. So if you're going to share content, just via any social media channel or whatever, make sure it's the ones that really worked for you, rather than just doing it to help Robert out, which I would appreciate, but I think you get the picture. Okay, so there's a couple of things around restarting a practice I want to explain. Let me just get back here. Yeah. It's good to take two approaches to meditation, and the reality is, although so 5% of the people in the UK apparently say they meditate regularly, they don't really. What they do is they have a practice that grows and diminishes over time, and to be brutally frank, if you're living in the 21st century and that doesn't happen to you, then you've probably spent like 10 years in a monastery or something like that. Because all of the rest of us, life intervenes. And then so what happens is you find yourself restarting this practice over and over again. It might become fragmented, you might keep little bits of it, but so it's a constant process of restarting. So the two things that are really useful, one is beginner's mind. And what beginner's mind is I'm going to approach this experience and I'm going to see what I can learn from it. The more experienced you are as a meditator, the more you need beginner's mind. And the more you need to be aware of your tendency to say, oh, well, I don't like those sort of meditations. I don't listen to that kind of video. I don't, whatever it might happen to be. That's the first thing. And the second thing is be fearless. But when I say be fearless, I don't mean, quite happily sign up for a dark night of the soul. No. What I mean is that it's useful to take opportunities to try new things and learn what works for you. So meditation is like a Chinese menu. If something works for you in a certain way, and a lot of you know that I'm quite dismissive of the what I refer to as adult bedtime stories that you tend to get on YouTube. Where it's basically guided visualizations and so on. But at the end of the day, if that's what's getting you to sleep, for example, and you've tried everything else and nothing else works, you stick to that. So it's a Chinese menu, and you get to taste everything, and then you find that there's these things you like, and then every so often you come in and you look at this broadsheet of a menu, and you say to yourself, well, actually, hang on a second, I quite like the look of that, so what I'm going to do is try that one for a change. That's the approach. So beginner's mind, dip in, learn what you can, save what's useful for you, and leave the rest. Okay, so it's not just going to be basics over and over and over again, but they're going to be the fundamental element of the training going forward. And so the most basic meditation is the following the breath meditation. So what I'm going to do is teach following the breath. And what you'll see is it's that there are about 100 meditations in there in following the breath. I teach it slightly differently now. I we'll go back to some of the old methods as well, because they're valid in themselves. And so this is basically following the breath. It's a training session. So for those of you that have not meditated before, the best thing to do is to adopt an open, balanced and relaxed posture. And what that is with your elbows by your side. So just look what happens. If I move my hands in front of me, they're just resting on my thighs now. My shoulders appear to be slumped. They're not actually, they're pulled forward. But it's the same thing. There's a lot of tension in my shoulders and neck. And then when I put my elbows by my side, as you can see, there's no tension. So letting go of that tension, relaxing, is an important part of it. Elbows by the side, find the most comfortable place to relax your head on top of your spine. Wherever it's most comfortable, that will be where there's less muscular tension. You can close your eyes, or you can look down past the tip of your nose with your eyes half shut, just so you don't get distracted by anything that's going on around you. So long as you don't have a cold, and so long as it's comfortable for you, if you place your tongue up against the back of your top teeth and in contact with the sharp part of the bottom teeth, you find yourself naturally breathing in and out through the nostrils. And then we'll begin the meditation with a bell. And what we'll do is notice the movement of the bell through time. So that's all you're doing. You're noticing the movement of the bell moving through time. And then if you allow yourself to become aware of the movement of the belly, this is the best entry point into a meditation. You're noticing the movement of the belly as the belly rises and falls. So what I'm going to do throughout the meditation is every so often I'll sound the bell. And I'm doing it so that it brings your attention back, just in case your mind has wandered. What it does is it brings your attention back to the movement of time. So what we find in the bell and in the sounds of nature is that movement of the present moment through time. And you can find that as well in the movement of the belly. And you can also find it in any sound that's around you. So if there's an irritating noise, an irritating sound, then all we're doing is noticing the movement of that sound, of that noise through time. And at the center of it is the movement of the belly moving through time. So I'll just leave you noticing that every so often. I'll sound the bell, and that's an opportunity to notice the sound of the bell moving through time. And now the thing to do is to move over to including a mantra. So all a mantra is something that we say in our mind while we're meditating. We could be saying it out loud, but generally it's in the mind. And the first one, the basic simple mantra, is to repeat by labeling, noting the movement of the belly. As the belly rises, say in the mind rising. As the belly falls, say in the mind falling. Rising, falling. Rising, falling. And now move over to another mantra, also with the breath. It's comfortable for some people, not for others, so just find out if it works for you. Breathing in normally. As you breathe out, you say in your mind one of the three parts of the self-compassion mantra. On the first out breath, may I be well. Second out breath, may I be happy. Third out breath, may I find peace of mind. May I be well. May I be happy. May I find peace of mind. Just repeating that as you breathe out. One statement on each out breath. Or if that's uncomfortable, you just repeat it in your mind. May I be well. May I be happy. May I find peace of mind. And now bringing your attention to the breath in the nostrils. As you breathe in, as you breathe out, just noticing the movement of the belly. So this is without the mantra. Breathe in. As you breathe in, noticing the sensation in the nostrils. Breathing out, noticing the belly falling. In, noticing the sensation in the nostrils. Out, noticing the belly falling. It might help if you just place your hand or your fingers on the belly as you do this. Remembering the open, balanced and relaxed posture, elbows by the side, head balanced comfortably on top of the spine. And what you're looking for is the alertness that the cool in-breath brings and the relaxation that the falling of the belly brings. Alertness, relaxation. Alertness, relaxation. As you relax, allow the relaxation of the falling of the belly to move right down the body, down through your feet, into the ground, down through the tips of your fingers. Breathing in, relaxation. Breathing out, the belly falling, letting all of the tension drift out of the body, out through the tips of your fingers, down through your feet and into the ground. So what we're doing is we're pumping out the tension in the body. Just letting it drift out, releasing it. And now if you place your hands like this, with your palms facing each other, when you breathe in, you're breathing in through the palms along the arms, shoulders into the chest, into the belly. And when you're breathing out, you're releasing it, relaxing it, the sensation of the tension in the body drifting down through your feet into the ground. And then another breath in from the hands, filling your belly, noticing it lifting, and then as it falls, just letting all of that out down through the body. You can do that. Do this continuously. You can do it from time to time. You can do it for a few breaths, or you can keep your hands there. That sense of breathing through the hands, through the arms and shoulders into the belly, and then the sense of releasing, relaxing the stress out of the body, down through the tips of your fingers, down through your hands, and down through your feet into the ground. So it's almost as if we're breathing in through the palms and breathing out through the tips of the fingers and through the feet into the ground. Only do that if it's comfortable for you. And then again back to noticing the belly rising and falling. Nothing else. Just the movement. And then whenever you're ready in your very, very own time, gently return your attention to your surroundings. Okay, so that was following the breath meditation. Yeah. So everything was about the breath. We're noticing the breath. When we're doing the mantra, we're noticing the breath. When we're focusing on the breath, we're noticing the breath rising and falling. We're noticing the movement of the present moment through time. We are engaging the entire body in the breath by breathing in through the palms, filling the chest, breathing out through the tips of the fingers. It's a sensory experience of the cycle and the rhythm of the breath. So yeah, these are basics. you're just following the breath. It's just done in a way that brings other elements to the practice. Okay, so that's it for today. So the next session is the Sunday evening mindfulness-based resilience group training session. So look forward to seeing those of you from that group on Sunday. And I might be doing the occasional other training session at various different times during the week. So I'll let you know about it on the mailing list, 2020meditation.com mailing list. So just visit the site and sign up if you haven't. And I'll also put it out through the usual social media channels. So thanks everybody. It's good to see you all here. And have a great weekend. And some of you I'll catch up with on Sunday. And we'll carry on with this series. Will be basics and fundamentals, but as you can see, not just 45 minutes of noticing the sensation of the breath in the nostrils, which is not on top of people's lists really. Not when you're being taught something anyway. Okay, thanks very much. Okay.